Good evening, sports fans. This is Advancing Culture on 11 Sports Network. I'm your host, Owen White. Today, we're covering Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is an African-American Pan-African holiday created in 1966 by Dr. Malana Karenga. The purpose of Kwanzaa is to celebrate family, community, and culture from an African-centered view. It is rooted in the 7 principles known as Nguzo Saba. These 7 principles are celebrated over 7 days. The 7 principles are Umoja, Kushishakalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kumba, and Amani. At 11 Sports Network, we'll celebrate each principle through the lens of sports. Yesterday's principle was Kushishakalia. Kushishakalia means self-determination. Today's principle is Ujima. Ujima is collective work and responsibility. Sports fans, we can talk about Ujima all day. Talk is not enough. All our principles as people of African descent must be sustained through active, collective work and responsibility. Black athletes coming together at a news conference to denounce racism is the beginning. Black athletes in sports leagues throughout the world must be diligent in expanding the movement for economic and social justice. We have examples of Ujima in education when athletes develop schools in urban areas. This is another step towards black excellence. Collective work and responsibility will lead to a greater community with more scholar athletes. The individualistic athlete has to be replaced with the Paul Robeson model, a man who sacrificed financial gain so the race he represented will be the desires of their fate. We can look at Ujima through the prism of personal responsibility absent of the analysis of the system. Holding academic institutions accountable is part of our collective work and responsibility. A recent study by the Women's Sports Foundation discovered an overconcentration of African American women athletes in 2 sports, basketball and track and field. Let's use the principle of Ujima to develop diverse sports programs in school districts throughout black communities throughout the world. We can do this while holding colleges and universities accountable. We must have more African American women athletes in swimming, diving, golf, lacrosse, field hockey, and ultimate frisbee. As it relates to special needs athletes, 11 Sports Network will continue to do our job of promoting collective work and responsibility. We salute April Holmes, an African American Paralympian and bronze medal track and field winner. Holmes created a foundation that awards scholarships to athletes that have disabilities. In addition, the foundation provides medical equipment to those in need. These are examples of Ujima that serve as building blocks for the African American Pan-African Community University of Cincinnati. And that concludes our segment on Ujima. Join us tomorrow as we cover the 3rd principle of Kwanzaa, Ujama. You've been watching the Kwanzaa edition of Advancing Culture on 11 Sports Network, covering sports through the lens of autism. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.